To all of you. How are you all doing? Great. Okay. So welcome to Swiflearn online classes. As you already know that Swiflearn is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. Over here all the classes are 100% live and interactive classes. So here in each of our batches 6 students are maximum present, and that is why it is very important, like very easy to give personalized attention to each and every students in our batches. So our batches consist of like one student or two student or maximum 6 students. जैसे आप select करोगे batch वैसे ही आपका होगा batch, and definitely this help the student to ask any sort of doubt regarding the topic to us, to the teacher, and we can also like deal very easily, smoothly with the students. Right now, coming to the third thing, we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track how the students are progressing. So whether you are doing the homework properly or not, in the classwork, how you are understanding all the concepts properly or not, so everything will be tracked, and definitely you will get the feedback, and this feedback will help you to understand where you are lagging and you can improve yourself. Right, coming to the fourth very important thing, that is we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule, and we generally handle the custom request. जैसे आपका अगर कोई भी topic आपके school exam में आ रहे हैं and we have not done it yet, we will do those topics first and then we will move on to the rest of the topics. So like this we generally handle the different custom requests. And if you have any sort of exams coming in your school, so there are a huge different types of doubt classes, revision classes, extra classes which are given in Swiflearn, as well as the case study based classes, mock tests are there. So these are all there in Swiflearn, which will help you to improve yourself and score better. Now coming to the key features of Swiflearn and why this platform is totally different from any other online platform, let me tell you. First of all, we maintain the detailed progress report of each and every student over here, how you are doing in the classroom, how you are doing in the homework, as well as in which topic, in which specific topic you were totally prepared and in which topic you have to again and again prepare yourself. So everything will be tracked, and you will get this report. जैसे आपके स्कूल में भी progress report मिलते हैं, इधर भी होगा, and PTM भी होता है इधर. That is, your parents can meet us, interact with us directly in the PTM. So 1:1 interaction होगा. If your parent want to share anything, any feedback, any suggestions, so they are always welcome. Okay, so we are always there to help you out. Coming to the second thing, that is the SAT or Swiflearn Academic Test Series, which happen in every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You will be able to perform over there, and your name and rank will be given on the leaderboard according to like how much you have performed. So this is the second thing. Third and fourth things are very important. That is, after completing each and every topic, what you have to do is you have to practice the question answers again and again. So we have unlimited practice tests in our website, so go there and solve the question answers. So there will be like the different questions which will be both subjective and objectives. Objectives जैसे आपसे स्कूल में आते हैं MCQ, true false, match the column and all. So this type of objective questions will come. And in case of the subjective question, we have the 3 mark, 5 mark question where you need to write down the answer and upload it wherever it is needed for the diagram, chemical equation, graph. So do it and upload it so that we can check your answers, and we will give you the tips and tricks to write the correct answer, how concisely you can give all the points within your answer, and you will get the full marks. You will never lose any marks in the school exam as well as board exam, right? So this is all about Swiflearn classes, and if you want to experience it, do book the free trial class anytime. Whenever you are free, just book the trial class, and it is totally free of cost. So book it and do the class with us, and then enroll your name in our regular batches. Yes, so in the regular batches we will meet one by one to all of you, and we will do the classes. We will solve a lot of different concepts. Right now, coming to the topic. Before going to the topic, let me remind you, whoever has not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming sessions. And also do not forget to like, comment and share. Okay, so share it with your friends so that they can also join the session and this can also get the same benefit like you. Okay, so let's begin with today's session. You already know that today we have started with a new topic which is there in class 9th syllabus of ICSE board, that is 5 kingdom classification. So in the 5 kingdom classification, we have already studied in the previous session that why this classification is so much important, the whole hierarchy of the taxonomy, and then we have studied about what were the different types of classification done on the basis of the various parameters, the habitat of the plants and animals, and what type of cells are present within the plants and animals. So we have already studied about the 2 kingdom classification which was given by Carolus Linnaeus, right? Hi Anushka, I'm great beta. How are you after long? Okay, chalo. So let's begin with the second session of this chapter. We are going to discuss over here about the 5 kingdom classification. Okay, so this 5 kingdom classification was first proposed by Whitaker. So we are going to discuss about that, and then we will discuss about the different kingdoms, the 5 different kingdoms which are coming under us. Under it, the first one is the Monera, second is the Protista, third is the Fungi, fourth is the Plantae, and the fifth one is the Animalia. So basically in today's session we are going to discuss till Plantae, okay? And in the next session we will discuss about the animals. Okay na? Chalo. So just think about all the different plants and animals you see around yourself, and can you just differentiate between them, that which one can be the primitive and which one can be the modern organism or the advanced organism, and upon which parameter or in which complexity basis you can just differentiate the advanced and the primitive organisms? Any idea? Yes? Do you think that always the advanced organisms are very, very complex to that of the species which were primitive in nature, which were present previously before us? Do you think that? Yes? Okay, so let's see how we can differentiate between them, the different primitive and the modern organisms, right? So let us start with the 5 kingdom classification, and here is the answer which we are going to solve, that how we can basically divide or how we can come to know about the organisms which were there for a long period of time on the world, and which are the modern organisms which after evolution, what are the new organisms which are evolved, right? Now in this 5 kingdom classification we are going to discuss about the 5 kingdoms. So what are the 5 kingdoms? They are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Okay, so these are the 5 main kingdoms which are coming under the 5 kingdom classification, and this 5 kingdom classification was done by R.H. Whitaker. Okay, now coming to the very first kingdom, that is the Monera. So Monera is the very primitive organism. Now I'm telling it about the primitive again and again. I'm using the word primitive because primitive means we are talking about the cell, the type of cell which are present within their body. They do not have a proper true nucleus. ठीक है, तो उसके सेल में प्रॉपर ट्रू न्यूक्लियस नहीं है, जो न्यूक्लियस का न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन रहना होता है, न्यूक्लियोलस रहता है इस अंदर, न्यूक्लियोप्लाज्म, देन क्रोमैटिन फाइबर्स आर प्रेजेंट प्रॉपर्ली विद इन द न्यूक्लियस, द कॉम्पैक्ट न्यूक्लियस. Along with that, the other different membrane bound cellular organelles are also present in a particular type of cell. So ये तरीके का सेल उसका नहीं है. That is why we can call them as the primitive organism. So based upon the cell, we can call the organisms as whether they are primitive or modern. Okay, up to this much clear hai? So here this Monera are the primitive organism, or we can say a very simple organism, but this Monera is again divided into 2 main types. One is the archaea and second one is the eubacteria. So archaea are basically the very primitive or the historic, we can say it is present from the very past time on the world, and their main condition, as they are present from the very old situation, so they are very much comfortable with any sort of harsh condition. कोई भी एक एक्सट्रीम कंडीशन में, वो अगर कोई हॉट स्प्रिंग हो, डीप सी हो, मार्शी एरियाज हो, जो कोई भी एक्सट्रीम कंडीशन में वो बहुत अच्छे से सरवाइव कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए हम उसको एक्सट्रीमोफाइल्स भी कहते हैं. तो वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडी अबाउट द एक्सट्रीमोफाइल्स इन द बैक्टीरिया. वी हैव स्टडीड अबाउट द चैप्टर ऑफ इकोनॉमिक इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ बैक्टीरिया एंड फंगी. रिमेंबर बिफोर दिस चैप्टर? Yes, तो उधर हमने already studied about the different extremophiles. So what are the different situations where the extremophiles can live, right? Yes, so these archaea are such type of bacteria which can tolerate the very extreme conditions, and they lack any cell wall, and their cell membrane is made up of lipids. Okay, so these are basically the different characteristic features of the primitive bacteria. Now if I talk about the modern bacteria are known as eubacteria. So u का मतलब होता है true. ठीक है, जैसे हम यूकैरियोटिक बोलते हैं, यूकैरियोटिक मतलब जिसका ट्रू न्यूक्लियस है, राइट? तो इधर हम यू बैक्टीरिया बोलेंगे क्योंकि इसका ये ट्रू बैक्टीरिया है, जिसका कॉमनली जो भी बैक्टीरिया का डिफरेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर्स हो सकता है, ये सारे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर्स ये यू बैक्टीरिया के अंदर है. फाइन. नाउ दिस यू बैक्टीरिया comes again under the Monera, definitely, because they are also prokaryotic in nature. They do not have a proper true nucleus. तो nuclear membrane, nucleolus, ये सब कुछ नहीं है. And all the major and helpful pathogenic bacteria will come under this category. Okay. Now let us see one by one what are the characteristic features of this eubacteria. First of all, देखो, they are prokaryotes. So what do you mean by this prokaryotes? Yes, the prokaryotes का मतलब क्या है? Absence of true nucleus. We already know this, right? तो इसका true nucleus नहीं है. So absence of true nucleus. So rather than the nucleus, they have just a structure of chromosome like this, which we generally call as the nucleoid, right? Instead of the nucleus, the structure which are having the very tightly packed DNA, that is known as the nucleoid. Other than this, they also have a circular DNA जो antibiotic resistant होता है. जो circular DNA को हम क्या कहते हैं? प्लाज्मिड कहते हैं. Don't mix it with plastid and plasmid. Okay, very good, Anushka. Yes, prokaryotes are microscopic organism without proper true nucleus. Okay, neither a distinct nucleus or the membranous organelles, these are not present. Secondly, these Monera are unicellular. उसका मतलब क्या है? Only one cell can make the whole body, so the single cell structure is present. Next, true nucleus तो उसका absent है. No true nucleus. Genetic material already have said it is present in the nucleoid. ये just ऐसे दिखने में होता है nucleoid, and they have a circular DNA which is called as the plasmid, and also their way of reproduction is binary fission. अभी ये binary fission क्या है? Yes, you have already studied about the binary fission of bacteria, right? You have studied this, right? तो binary fission में क्या होता है? This is the mother bacteria. So first the nuclear division will take place. The two nucleus will be divided within the mother cell. Finally क्या होगा? The cytoplasm will divide. Yes, the cytoplasm will divide, and finally it gives rise to the two individual daughter cells. So as we are getting only two daughter cells from one mother cell, we call this process as the binary fission. Yes, up to this much clear है? Yes, this is the asexual type of reproduction. Very good, Anushka. Yes, your all informations are correct. Now let's move on to the next type, that is the Protista. The second kingdom of the five kingdom classification is the Protista. तो ये Protista क्या है? All the Protista are eukaryotic in nature. What do you mean by eukaryotic? Quickly tell me the answer in the chat box. Yes. So ये prokaryotic नहीं है. Monerans were all prokaryotic in nature, and protista से शुरू होके जितना भी plants and animals है, including us, we all have the eukaryotic cell within our body. पर हम prokaryotic हम protista क्यों नहीं है? Because the protista are the organisms which are having only one cell within their body, but we are having millions and millions of cells, right? Yes. So the protista, if you are asked to give the characteristic features of protista, what you have to give is they are having the true nucleus, okay, and they are only one celled organisms. So only single cell, one cell is present within them. But one exception है जो है yeast. So yeast is not coming under the protista. Yeast will come under the third kingdom of five kingdom classification, that is the fungi. Okay, even if it is only one cell but and also eukaryote, but it will come under fungi. Other than this, all the other different organisms, if you think about the paramecium, amoeba, euglena, plasmodium, leishmania, जो भी हमारे different diseases cause करते हैं, to be very specific, ये plasmodium जो हमारा malaria cause करते हैं, leishmaniasis कॉज करते हैं, एमेबा एंटोमेबा हिस्टोलिटिका बेसिकली हमारे डायरिया कॉज करते हैं. तो दीज आर ऑल कमिंग अंडर द प्रोटिस्टा. अप टू दिस मच क्लियर है? Yes. Any question till this much? Yes, very good. Now let's move on to the different characteristics of protista. First of all, I have already mentioned they are unicellular and they are present within colony. Okay, वो colonial होता है. Next, they have certain cilia and flagella. These are the finger-like projections which are coming out from their body, which help them in their movement. तो वो एक rhythmic manner से beat करता है, which help them to move from one place to another. For example, हम flagella we can get it in the euglena, and which is a long whip-like structure, and cilia you can get it over here. You can see this is the paramecium. तो paramecium के body के side से छोटा छोटा जो भी projections hair like structures आप देख रहे हो, these are cilia. ठीक है, up to this much? Yes, pseudopodia. Yeah, very good, Anushka. Pseudopodia is also another locomotory organ which is present in the amoeba. Okay, so they are forming the pseudopodia, that is the false foot. We generally call them as the false foot. So they generally are produced, and finally when they come in contact with the substratum or the ground, they go backward and the next pseudopodia comes out like this. They roll and they show their locomotion. Yes. Okay. So the eukaryotic cell body contain the membrane bound organelles. This we already know. All the mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, these will be all present. Other than this, there are two types of protista. कुछ protista photosynthesis कर सकते हैं, and they all come under the photosynthetic protist. And कुछ protista ऐसा होता है कि वो heterotrophic होता है. They cannot photosynthesize and they just consume their food from other host body and decomposition में भी help करते हैं, and they will come under the consumer decomposer protist. ठीक है, let us see some examples of it. जैसे photosynthetic protista होगा, the diatoms, dinoflagellate, euglenoid, which generally we find in the pond water. Okay, all these phytoplanktons upon which the different zooplanktons feed on. And decomposers, we can see the slime mold. Okay, so they help in the decompositions. Fine, up to this much clear? Okay, now think about which kingdom I am going to say next. Okay, have you ever seen the whitish growth? Mainly we see this in the very humid condition when the moisture is there present more in the atmosphere, and rainy season may specifically. Okay, so it's raining almost in all the states of India now, right? Yes, hi Pragya. Very good, Anushka. Yeah, we are going to talk about the fungus now. Acha, you have got the idea from the mushroom, na? Yes? Okay. So, these are all the fungus which generally grow on the different moist places. So generally in case of the rainy season we can see the different type of fungal growth. Acha, no, ठीक है, fine. So this fungus are basically saprophytic in nature. कोई मुझे बताओ ये saprophytic का मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by saprophytic? Quickly. What do you mean by saprophytic? That's not a problem, beta. Pragya, it is not coming, but you have already studied about the bacteria, fungi, and all in the economic importance chapter, ना? तो structure, characteristic features तो same ही रहेंगे. Yes? Okay. Yes, Anushka, great. So the organisms which grow on the dead and decaying organic matters. So जो dead and decaying matters को खाते हैं, उसको हम saprophytic nutrition या फिर सैप्रोफाइट्स कहते हैं, राइट? उसको हम सैप्रोफाइट्स कहते हैं एंड द टाइप ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन इज नोन एज द सैप्रोफाइटिक न्यूट्रिशन. सो ऑल द फंगस हियर द फंगाई आर ऑल सैप्रोफाइटिक इन नेचर and they survive on the dead and decaying organic matters. Other than this, another very important characteristic is the fungus can be multicellular as well as unicellular. Can anybody give me one example of multicellular fungus and another example of unicellular fungus quickly? Okay, yes, you have given me the examples, Anushka. Great. So quickly tell me the one examples of unicellular fungus and another example of multicellular fungus. Multicellular fungus is mold. Yeah, okay, great. Braid mold हम कह सकते हैं. और जो फंगस हम खाते हैं क्या है? जो फंगस वो भी तो मल्टीसेल्युलर है ना? Yes. Mushroom, yes. Mushroom is also the multicellular fungus. Now tell me the example of the unicellular fungus. Quickly. Unicellular fungus. मैं प्रोटिस्टा बोलने के लाइक एक्सप्लेन करने के टाइम पे ऑलरेडी बोल चुके हैं उसका नाम. Tell me. Okay, let me give you one. Very good. Okay, मैं hints देने वाली थी कि Y से start होता है and I've got the answer from Anushka. It is yeast. Great, very good. So yeast is the unicellular fungus. So from here you have got the idea कि fungus multicellular भी होता है, unicellular भी हो सकता है. And another thing I have already mentioned while teaching the chapter of economic importance, वो fungus का structure जब हम पढ़ा रहे थे कि उसका भी तो सेल वॉल है, तो उसका सेल वॉल किससे बनता है? Yes. What is the cell wall made up of in case of fungi? Hi Dev. Yes, correct answer beta. Yes, we know that the cell wall of the plants are made up of cellulose. The cell wall of the bacteria are made up of peptidoglycan, and the cell wall of the fungi is made up of chitin. Okay, so the cell wall of fungus is made up of chitin. ठीक है? Up to this much clear है? Okay, great. So this is all about the fungus. You can see the microscopic structure of the fungus. It seems to be like this. So unicellular fungus generally is multicellular fungus. They generally exist in the mycelial form. Let me draw and show you the structure. तो आप अगर braid mold देखेंगे तो they have this erect hyphae like structure and the sporangium within which the spores are produced, and one by one they are like this. Okay, so ये जो continuous जो hyphae है, the more than one hyphae when they are present in group making a network, we call this as the mycelium. Okay, and this form is known as mycelial form. Up to this much clear? Yes. Now, their mode of nutrition is saprophytic, as you already know. Now, there are other type of nutrition they or the other type of relationship they maintain with the other different organism. जैसे symbiotic relationship में कुछ fungus रहता है, जैसे in case of the lichens, in case of the lichens they present along with the algae. तो algae क्या करता है? algae के अंदर chlorophyll है, वो खाना provide करेगा, and fungus क्या करेगा? Fungus will give in turn, they will give the shelter to the algae, so in a mutual benefit होगा उन दोनों का, and this type of relationship is known as the symbiotic relationship. ठीक है, एल्गी देंगे खाना, फंगस देंगे शेल्टर, तो दोनों एक साथ बहुत अच्छे से रहेंगे थ्रू आउट द लाइफ. ठीक है, एंड दैट इज नोन एज लाइकन. क्लियर? Yes. Now, similarly, in case of the different root in the under the ground, the roots are also having another type of association, which is known as the mycorrhiza, which helps in increasing the nutrition content of the soil as well as to absorb more and more nutrients from the soil. Yes. Okay, now coming to the reproduction. So basically in case of the fungus we have already studied कि ये दोनों तरीके का reproduction perform कर सकते हैं, both the sexual and asexual. So sexual reproduction में they form the different types of spores, and spore formation करके वो reproduction होगा. If I talk about the yeast, तो yeast cell में budding हमने already देख चुके थे, तो budding is also another form of asexual reproduction, but in case of sexual reproduction they generally reproduce by the process of conjugation. Okay, just know this one. Fine. Chalo. So now let's move on to something else, a little bit more advanced thing. ठीक है, so the little bit more advanced thing आप अगर देखेंगे तो you will see that the green things whatever we see around us, it's starting from a very small microscopic plant like the algae, and we will also include the huge, the tallest trees which are the sequoia. Yeah, so some plants are very beautiful, attractive looking, having flowers, they like the flowering parts, the fruits are there, but there are certain plants which do not bear any fruits and flowers. Do you agree with me? Hi Aditi. Yes, and also in certain plants there are a proper system of root, shoot, leaves and everything, and also there are certain plants where root system, shoot system उतना develop नहीं है, vascular system भी नहीं है, yes, xylem phloem नहीं है. Yes, you have read about it. So varieties of plants are there, and all of them will come under the kingdom Plantae. Okay, so they will all be included within the plant kingdom. So kingdom Plantae will include all the green plants, whether it is the multicellular, very small algae to the large trees. So they are multicellular, first of all, having more than one cell within their body. No issue, beta, no issue. We have already studied about the Monera, Protista and Fungi, and we are talking about the Plantae today. Okay? Yes. Now coming to the eukaryotes. So eukaryotic cells मतलब इसका obviously true nucleus रहेंगे, and their cells are bounded by the cell wall, and also they are having the proper cellular, like membrane bound cellular organelles. Okay, a very important part of this kingdom is all the plants can perform photosynthesis. What do you mean by photosynthesis? Can anybody tell me? You already know that with the help of the green colored pigment, that is chlorophyll, they can photosynthesize. We already studied about the photosynthesis in the previous grades, right? So photosynthesis है क्या? What is that process all about? Easy answer. Quickly give me. Quickly. Yes. Photosynthesis का process क्या है? Okay, you have given me a definition which is totally perfect, definitely. But to be very in a very simple manner, we can say photosynthesis is the process of making food. Yes, which we cannot make it, but the plants can make it. Yes, so the plants can make their own food with the help of the sunlight, water, carbon dioxide and the chlorophyll which is present within them. हमारे बॉडी के अंदर क्लोरोफिल नहीं है, इसलिए हम खाना नहीं बना सकते. We can only cook the food which is already produced by the plants and animals, right? We just go to the market, we just buy it and we just cook it, and बहुत yummy yummy dishes बना के हम खा लेते हैं. पर असली में जो फूड बनाता है वो कौन बनाते हैं? प्लांट्स बनाते हैं. ओके, यस. Okay, now this process is known as photosynthesis, which is done by the plant. Other than this, they are non-motile. Non-motile का मतलब क्या है? They cannot move from one place to another. Okay, तो ये they cannot move बोलना बहुत गलत होगा, क्योंकि they can move. You know, the plants can move. Move मतलब वो जहाँ खड़े हो कर रहते हैं, they can move along with the like the sunlight, water, gravity. So the tropic movement, nastic movement we have already studied now. So they can show the movement that is just standing still at a place. They can move their branches, they can move the parts of the body, but they cannot show locomotion. Okay, so there is a huge डिफरेंस बिटवीन द लोकोमोशन एंड द मूवमेंट. तो जैसे हम लोकोमोट कर सकते हैं फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर, वी कैन जस्ट वॉक और रन और वी कैन डू लाइक दैट. हैव यू एवर सीन एनी प्लांट्स आर वॉकिंग इन द रोड? इससे भी ज्यादा मेसअप हो जाएगा, है ना? तो दे कैन नॉट वॉक, सो दैट इज वाई वी कैन कॉल देम एज द नॉन मोटाइल. दे कैन नॉट जस्ट चेंज देयर प्लेसेस. अदर देन दिस, दे रिप्रोड्यूस सेक्सुअली. Okay, all the plants, mostly the flowering plants, sexual reproduction दिखाते हैं. That is the formation of the flowers and the fruits. You already know about the sexual reproduction in plants. Then autotrophic mode of nutrition इसका होता है. That उसका मतलब क्या है? They perform the photosynthesis and make their own food. Right, so look at the plant cell structure. This is the structure of a particular plant cell having a proper cell wall. उसका cell wall रहता है and large vacuole रहता है. Okay, so cell wall is not present in animal cell, and that is why plants and animals are different. And vacuoles भी animal cells में कभी कभार नहीं रहता है, और अगर रहता है तो very small vacuoles are present. But in case of plant, there are large vacuoles in the mature cells to give the proper rigidity and the shape to the cell. Yes, okay. Okay, yes, definitely. Your teacher for maths is Sushma Ma'am and Harneet Ma'am. So their sessions are also going on. Just go with their sessions. Yes. Okay, great. Now coming to the chlorophyll. So the plant contains the plastids. So plastid, you already know, they contain the different pigments within them. The green color pigment is also present within that, which is the chlorophyll. So chloroplastid is the plastid which contain the pigment, and they help in the process of photosynthesis. Other than this, all the different cellular organelles have their different functions. जैसे reproduction, photosynthesis, support, anchorage में help करते हैं. Okay. Chalo, so this is all about the different plant kingdom ka characteristic features. Now again, this plant kingdom can be again divided into 5 major groups. What are the 5 major groups? One is the Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm and Angiosperm. These are the 5 main groups of the plant kingdom. Okay, so Thallophyta में आएगा algae, Bryophyta में all the different liverworts and mosses, Pteridophyta में आएगा ferns and all, Gymnosperms में आएगा the naked seeds like the pine, and Angiosperms में आएगा all the beautiful colored flowering plants. Okay, up to this much clear है? Yes, so let it be up to this much. We are going to discuss about the detail of this one of the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom in the next session then. So quickly give me the answers now. Let me see now who are going to be the student of the session. Yes, my first question is, what is the criteria for classification of organism as belonging to the kingdom Monera or Protista? मोनेरा में रहेंगे या फिर प्रोटिस्टा में रहेंगे? हाउ कैन वी डिवाइड देम? कौन से कैटेगरी में डिपेंड करता है? ओके, अ लिटिल बिट क्लैरिफाई करके बताओ अनुष्का. यस, मोनेरा में कौन सा प्लांट्स आएगा, मतलब कौन सा ऑर्गेनिजम्स आएगा? वेरी सॉरी, the unicellular but prokaryotes, okay, those who are prokaryotic, having no true nucleus. But in case of the protista, we will see the unicellular but eukaryotic cells, okay, having the true nucleus. Coming to the second question, in which kingdom will you place an organism which is single celled, eukaryotic and photosynthetic? यूकैरियोट होगा, सिंगल सेल होगा, फोटोसिंथेसिस भी कर पाएंगे. No issue. There are various maths teacher, very good maths teachers are there in Swiflearn. You just join Swiflearn, you will get a good maths teacher. Okay. And over here also you can find the math classes in our channel. I hope that all of you have subscribed it, and I think all of you have liked the session. Okay. Quickly give me the second answer. It will be Protista, right? The Protista are having one cell only and they are eukaryotes, and definitely they can photosynthesize in some cases. Okay, coming to the third one, in the hierarchy of classification, which grouping will have the smallest number of organism and which group is having the largest number of organisms? Okay, no issue. Quickly give me the answer. You want to be the student of the session? Yes. So the smallest number of organisms are present in which kingdom? Monera. Monera. Okay, not Protista, Monera. And the largest? All the organisms are coming. Most of the organisms are? Okay, no issue. The largest kingdom is the, I'm not talking about only the Monera, Protista and Fungi. I'm talking about the five kingdoms. So it will be the animals. Okay, the Animalia kingdom, Animalia will have the maximum number of organisms. Okay, so let me share a fact with you that with the medical relevance of fungus was first discovered in 1928. It was discovered by a Scottish bacteriologist, Alexander Fleming. Yes, you already know that, and it was first noticed that while he was doing the culture of staphylococcus bacteria, there are certain fungus which are growing over there, and when the fungus is growing, the fungus name is the Penicillium notatum. When it is growing, the growth of the bacteria was stopped and most of the bacteria were killed, and from here the very first discovery of the penicillin, that is the first antibiotic, came. Okay, yes. Okay, great. So thank you very much. Let us see what we have already studied in today's session. We have studied about the organisms which are prokaryotes like the Monera, and some organisms are eukaryotes which are the Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Now unicellular में आएगा Protista having the cell wall, and multicellular में आएगा जो जिसका cell wall नहीं है वो होगा animal, and जिसका cell wall है उसमें आएंगे fungi and the Plantae. The plant can photosynthesize and fungus cannot photosynthesize. So based upon all these parameters, we can divide the different organisms into 5 different groups, right? So these are your extra time questions for homework. So do practice these types of questions because these can come in your school exam. So this type of questions generally come. So do practice as the homework, and thank you very much for staying with us till the end. Let me tell you who is the student of the session. So today's student of the session is Anushka. So clap for Anushka. Thank you very much for giving me most of the answers and a lot of information. So thank you very much to all of you whoever has listened to the session from the first till the end. So thank you very much, and we are again meeting in the next session. So before going, let me again remind you, whoever has not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming sessions. So happy weekend, and do not forget to like, comment and share also. Stay safe and stay healthy. We are going to meet in the next session. Bye bye.